All right, I'm back, and I gotta be honest, this is so much fun. I love this. Hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. Probably not. Okay, cool. Back to the procedure. Okay, so I'm gonna go through those first couple steps. What I'd like you to do is kind of work with me through them each step. If I'm getting too fast for you, we can stop the video so you can catch up. But they'll be on the screen, so you can do that. So here we go. Um, Step one, what's the first step? Okay, remember procedures are in step-by-step format. I like to see them just like this, not just a number, but step one, go. So step one, we got to gather all of our materials. Okay, we just made a materials list up here. Okay, now we need to gather all the materials. Okay, step two. What's step two? Oops, not Steph. Step two. Okay, here's where we're starting to get into a little bit of the do it part of the activity. And so I'm going to have you pause after we write this down. But this is what you're going to do for step two. Okay, using a writing utensil. Okay, now you can see my typing skills. Label all 9 cups. Okay. With your company name. Okay, so you need to make sure all the cups have your company name so they know that you're yours. Okay, step 3. Okay, label 3 cups engineered fertilizer, 3 cups Mumley mystery, and 3 cups control group. Okay, now why again do we have a control group? Okay, think about it. Think with your table. Answer with your elbow partner. Why do we have a control group? Okay, we have a control group because we want something to compare it with. We want something to compare our fertilizer groups with, whether that's my fertilizer or your fertilizer. We want to compare it against a plant that hasn't received any fertilizer. Okay, then we'll really know if the fertilizer actually helped or they didn't help the plant to grow. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about control groups and control variables and those kinds of things the next day or two. But for now, we have a control group so we have something to compare our experimental groups to. Okay, so label 3 cups engineered fertilizer, 3 cups Mumley mystery, and 3 cups control group. Hopefully you've done that, and you can just label them on these cups right here. Okay, this next step, we're on step 4. Step 4. Okay, do we have... Okay. Put enough soil in each cup so that the top of the cup, sorry, I'm going to go back, so that the distance between the top of the cup and the top of the soil is about 1.5, I think 1.5. Let me just double check here. Sorry, 2.5. 2.5 centimeters. Okay, so what that looks like for the cup is, if you notice, these cups have this, geez, this is hard. Okay, there's this little ridge, the first little ridge here in the cup. Okay, if you look, if you measure it yourself, you can see that that's almost exactly 2.5 centimeters. So you're going to fill each of these cups to that first main ridge in about 2.5 centimeters from the lip of the cup, and you're going to fill each cup with that amount of soil. Okay, we need to make sure each cup has the same amount of soil. So put enough soil in each cup so the distance between the top of the cup and the top of the soil is about 2.5 centimeters. All right, step 5. Okay. Now, oh, that probably should be a stop and go do that. Okay, did you get it done? I hope so. Sorry, this is my first time doing this. Crazy. Okay, so now we should have 9 cups now. We should have 9 cups, 3 control cups. We should have 3 Mumley mystery cups and 3 engineered fertilizer cups. And each cup should have enough soil so there's about this much space between the top of the cup and the top of the soil. Okay, do we all have that? Okay, I hope so. Now, the next few steps we're just going to write down because we're not quite ready to put the seeds in. In fact, I went to Walmart last night. I should say, well, I went to Walmart tonight, but if you're watching this video on Tuesday, I went to Walmart last night. You follow? This is kind of weird. Okay, anyway, I went to Walmart and they told me they just got rid of their vegetable seeds. So Mr. Hellison and I were needing to like do 24-hour shipping on some stupid little radish seeds, which should come by Thursday. So we're not actually going to do steps 5 or on just yet, but we need to write them down just so we're prepared. Okay, so step 5. In each cup, dig a small hole in the center of the soil about 15 millimeters deep. Okay, 15 millimeters. How many centimeters is 15 millimeters? Okay, 15 millimeters is 1.5 centimeters, because remember there's 10 millimeters in a centimeter and there's 100 centimeters in a meter. So 15 millimeters is 1.5 centimeters. So you're going to make a 1.5 centimeter hole in your soil. Okay, I'm not going to do this now, we're going to do it later, but I want you to write this down. Okay, place a single radish seed and cover it with the excess soil. So you're going to put the seed in there and then you can cover it up. Right in the center of the cup. You want to put it as center as possible. Okay, step 6. Okay, how are we doing here? Good, step 6. Okay, now here's what you need to do. And I don't want you to write this down right now. We're going to have to fill this in later. Okay, but step 6 through however many steps it takes, you need to, so I want you to jot this in pencil because you're going to erase it, but I want you to explain the steps involved in making your fertilizer. It's really important that you're specific so that if somebody else wanted to do it, they could do exactly what you did. So steps 6 through however many is where you are going to make the steps for how to make your fertilizer. Okay, that makes sense? Okay, step X we'll call, okay, and this is where you're going to have to, whatever step you end on, let's say steps 6 through, I don't know, 8 are how to make the fertilizer. Well, then step 9, okay, so here we go. Well, if you guys know your algebra, step 6 through X, and we'll call this step X plus 1. Okay, this is way too complicated, but I'm just going to do that. Okay, in fact, it's probably going to confuse you. Bottom line is, after you've explained how to make your fertilizer, okay, then you need to do these steps. Okay, what else do we need to know? Besides how to set up the experiment, what are some things now, 8th graders, that, Devin, you paying attention? Okay, just checking. Okay, just kidding with you, pal. Okay, what are some things that you need to tell us? Well, things like how often are you going to water it? How much are you going to water it? Okay, how often are you going to measure it? Okay, those details are really, really important. Okay, so for now, we're not going to put them in stone yet. We'll just kind of leave them open-ended at this point. We'll do them together when I get back and when we have all the seeds and so on. But for now, we need to just put this in parentheses. So I want you to think about how much watering, how often do we water, how often do we measure, how much fertilizer and how often is it applied. These are all really important things to have in a procedure so that if somebody wants to repeat your experiment, they can do that. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's going to do it for our procedure. We'll talk about variables in the next day or two when I get back, but hopefully we have our procedure down. You should have the 9 cups of soil done, which is great. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to set it up in our ISNs. Okay, so I flipped over to the next available blank left and right hand page. It looked just like this. I just flipped to the next available left and right hand page, and I created a title. Now here's what I want you to do. Just like we've done last year, for those of you who were with me last year, I know a couple of you weren't. We need a title, we need a date, we need the scientific question, we need the hypothesis, we need the materials, we need the procedure, just like you've seen, okay, just like you saw on here, okay, we're going to actually put that into our ISNs. Okay, so for today, all I want you to worry about today, and I'm going to make it big again, All I want you to worry about today is getting this done. Okay, can you see that? Okay, so I've got the title highlighted, and I want you to highlight it. I've got the date, I've got the question that we've done, I've got the hypothesis, and I've left it blank just like we left it on the write-up, and I have the materials list. Okay, you can go ahead and populate that materials list as we've done, and then the next right-hand page, not the next left-hand page, the next right-hand page, I've got the procedure. Okay, and you can start to fill out the procedure as well, just like we've done today. Does that make sense? Okay. Opposite the fertilizer investigation, we'll end up putting our data table, so you can include that if you'd like. And then opposite the procedure, we'll end up putting our data and our graphs. Okay? Okay. Once you get done writing in your ISN the question, hypothesis, materials, and all of as much of the procedure as we've done, okay, you can use whatever time is left in class, which I'm not sure how much will be. Hopefully there's at least 15 or 20. And I want you to use your phone, or you can use the bank of computers on, no, that way. Use the bank of computers toward the windows, and you can continue to research what makes good fertilizer, because in the next day, okay, I'm talking like today's Tuesday, well, today for me is Monday, but for you it's Tuesday. And the next day, what needs to happen is you need to finalize what you're going to bring for your fertilizer, because Thursday we definitely need that fertilizer stuff. Okay, so take today and tonight at home and come up with a recipe, some ingredients for your fertilizer. Take the last whatever time is left in class to do some research. Okay, hopefully this worked out. I'll find out from you, and I'll find out from whoever's taken over for me in class. But yeah, it's kind of fun, and I'll have this uploaded on the website just so you are able to access it if you have any questions. Okay, Mumley out.